now to go into the meeting. So we expect that something will come off this soon, because the persons who call me said the lady who living close by in that area would have said for about 3 days now they're at the pond, but yesterday was more intense. They're more detective. So it seems like them get detective from outside the parish to go there. So something is going on.
I hope they're not going to tamper with the evidence though.
Well, them can't, as me say, they can't do nothing much there, because the pond is actually 40 feet deep.
Okay.
It's not just a pond that the average person can just walk into.
I'm going there. All right.
So and it is like a funnel. So whatever you immerse inside of it will sink into whatever silt that when whatever you use to sink it, it's going to go down into the point of the funnel. So it's going to take some time to go between those trash. So yes, so I think that is kind of a little bit difficult for them to retrieve back the body. Right, so they're cornered, you know. Them cornered, them back is against the wall. So I catch up them up here right now. Right, and when you're gonna send a WhatsApp message to say that you have no knowledge of the meeting, but yet still you did not inquire what the meeting was all about. You're asking to reset the meeting. That is to tell the public that these people are thieves, but them can't hide.
Yeah.
So the Lord have them expose themselves. And that is to tell you again to say the people who we have a represent you as investigators, they are not bright. They are not bright. They are not bright set of people, because for you to do what you do, to say you're gonna throw me under the bus and hide. Or you throw me under the bus when you never play the hypocrite for say, so what was the meeting all about, madam? No, you could not do that. You just say reschedule. Reschedule for what? If you don't have no knowledge of the meeting, what is it that you're rescheduling for?
Yeah.
We're not stupid. We realize, say, we're not bright.
Yeah. Wow.
Because if me ever tell somebody, say, I have no knowledge of what happened here, how me get your number? How is it that me now I call you and not inquiring what was the meeting was all about? Before me tell us if we reschedule. Or me gonna tell if we reschedule something and me not have no knowledge of it. I have to investigate what is it. What tell me what the meeting was all about. You did not do so because you had knowledge. But yet still they deny, say you never know nothing about the meeting. So you couldn't come to the meeting. Lie!
Yes.
Lie! You're a liar. I back and forth with you people for 2 weeks. 2 weeks back and forth. And right at the appointed time, the meeting is tomorrow. And you go behind my back. You tell me, say you can't call the lady in front of me. And you wait until me leave your call. While I think you was calling Newport Police Station to reaffirm the meeting, you were calling Alpart to tell Alpart to denounce the meeting because you have no knowledge of it.
Wow.
And you said to me that you are the detective that is on Jayden case, and you have your one son, and this thing would have touched you. This is the woman that point out that to me, you know. And I skip through and I try to show me how much she's of a concern, while this woman is a snake. But me gonna say this, you know.
Yeah.
Me no color prejudice. I am not color prejudice. But anytime I buck up anybody while doing any business, and they are darker than I do, I know that I going to have some problem. I know that.
Wait.
Anytime me buck up a dark skin woman in my life, me personally, anytime I buck up a dark skin woman, I know that I am in problem. I am up for trouble.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Good night, panel.
Good night.
Bless up.
Let's say you have problem with the dark skin.
Yeah, man. Anytime me buck up a dark skin woman while doing business,
I
have problem.
I'd promised that I'd have carried out certain inquiries into the matter, and I've gleaned some very invaluable information. And I must add to concede that yes, they've gone to the pond. As a matter of fact, I have 2 pictures of the pond. I don't know if you're aware, but I'm not in Jamaica, and I can tell you the pond is about 30 feet deep.
Yes.
It is well fenced. It is not a pond that has any, claim to have any toxic substance in it.
Nothing. Plain water.
Yes. And you'd understand why I ask. But, the information that I've received, you have given a good lead. And I'm not being condescending, but there is value to the information that you have given, and they are really channeling some effort in that direction. By next week, I was assured that the pond will be examined. And I carefully use the word examine because there is a process, as I was explaining to you. And it's simple. Whenever things like this, extraction of liquid substance are taken from ponds or anything of this nature, you have to have certain provisions made, like emergency resources have to be on the spot. There was a question by the moderator about the contamination of evidence. So you want, if any evidence is found, it can stand up in...
Hold on 1 minute, because somebody's trying to...
Somebody mute the mic.
I'm getting them off, don't worry.
Right. If any evidence is found, it can stand up in court for scrutiny. So indeed, it is not just going there and then you're calling scene of crime if evidence. Yes, you deal with when you're processing a crime scene, and in this case, let me make it clear. If his body is found or anything that's evident of his body is found there, this will not become a single crime scene. This is classified as a part and parcel of multiple crime scene. And I've even carried out investigation because I was told, and you can dismiss it or you can accept that you said that bubbles were coming from the pond.
Who, me?
No.
Okay.
No, man. I don't have to say it. It was evident in a lot of videos.
Oh, okay. But I don't want to say anything, but you can keep quiet on this. The name Francis might ring a bell to you. So you'd understand.
And I'm Francis too.
No. I
am Francis too.
Say anything. You don't have to say anything, but the name Francis might ring a bell to you. So I'm just telling you that.
You're doing a good job.
So that you understand where I'm coming from. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Jason?
Yeah.
You might know the name Jason too?
All right. That name that kind of sound familiar.
Okay. So, yes, you have been instrumental in the investigation. So don't think that your input is not of importance or valid. No. As it relates to the female who should have gone there, the information that I got is that on the day when the arrangement was made, you were the one to pass the information to. that female, that the day of the draining of the pond would have been on a particular date, correct?
No, there was no date fix for the draining of the pond because we would have to go to the police would have to accompany us to go to Alpart to finalize that draining of the pond between the police and the lawyer and also myself.
Right.
So that was where the meeting should have take place.
I was told,
and that is when, wait, I'm going to tell you something before you go any further.
Yeah.
That means when I say it, then you can say whatever say. So she confirmed to me that it could not be the Wednesday. It would have to be the Tuesday, if we're going there, because they had a meeting coming up.
right.
I said, okay, I will settle for Tuesday. She asked me for the number for the lady in Alpart. I provided her with the number. She said she was going to call Newport to affirm with Newport that tomorrow is the date. And we were there talking, and she asked me literally to excuse because she don't want to have that discussion while I am there. And I left my home. No, I left my home, but I end up back at Era Tree to reaffirm with the assistant commissioner, right? Acting commissioner, the assistant. And she gave me a word that she would not be there, but she's going to make sure that this lady, this officer, would have been there. We left, and in the morning, I hear ping on my phone. And when I check my WhatsApp, they Alpart forward back all the messages that comes from them. And the message that comes from them, they were denying that they had no knowledge of this meeting.
Okay.
And no, wait. So in the morning, when I finished look after my animal, I went to the commissioner's office again over by Era Tree, and I would have called this personnel and I would have shown her the messages that comes back to me to say they are denying. But as I say, I would explain it. The only thing that I have a problem with, don't try and throw me under the bus because of your unprofessionalism. And you should have been proactive on this case for the time that we had found it, which is a month and some days. And for the month and some days, it is just this week you have gone professionally to investigate the pond and to get whatever samples or whatever thing you can pick up to make it whatever you want to make it. But I am saying it should not take so long because this pond has evidence that there is a body. Nobody knows which body, but there is a body because what the pond had contained and been breeding, it is bacteria from flesh, which human flesh. It should have drawn concern to everybody before now. And I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to justify now because you're doing it now. This is one, everything break down now, you know. Everything break down now and I go back into water farm now, you know. So this white pretty substance that we would have seen on the day before the storm and the day after the storm and 2 weeks after the storm. Remember no bacteria break down.
That's right, sir.
So after bacteria breakdown, it is going to go back into liquid form.
Yes, sir.
Which it is got to the volume of water in the pond. It is now going to take back a natural water look. And this is what happened over the years, that things being thrown into this pond. Because after a month and little, everything goes back to normal. So you yourself can go to take up a cup, drink the water because it has no sign to say the water is contaminated. So this is a lack of negligence on the part of the police. Because they were brought to attention, and they cannot deny that because it is 119 who had called them from Kingston, and I would have to tell them 119 would not get we contacted to Newport unless I tell them the nature of the case or what happened there. So they can't deny it that they were called. They were, firemen were called. Everybody were called. So now we are grab, we are scrape up now and I scrape up the bits and pieces. It's a sad story. It's a sad reality. It is sad. Because they would have gone to other crime scene or other suspected crime scene for Jayden, where they say, oh, we'd have seen Jayden in a tank around there, would have find school bag around there, would have seen walking on the road, and them gang that, them run to that, and now you have something which is showing substantial evidence that can bring you far into this investigation, and you make a month and days pass by, and if I did not take it up and run with it, up till now nobody would have moved.
You have a
It
point.
is sad. There's no explanation for injustice. There is no explanation. No.
The thing though, there is a possibility and a probability that the information provided or the suspicion that now forms as relates to the pun is one which has never been thrown through the window based on what I have learned. But you'd also understand that there are other leads that they will follow, because I've learned of I've gathered certain intelligence that extend as far as to the US. Leave it at that. Right? So they were indeed following other leads. But I want to tell you this. Look at it this way. I just want to kind of tone it down a bit.
Yes.
Nobody is going to endorse undue delay in the process of an investigation. Nobody would want to endorse that. But even if tomorrow a body is found in it, the death or the time of death would have been irreversible, irrevocable. The only difference is uncovering a body or evidence at a later time that one would expect. That would be the other thing. Because it could be that the information that they have received and were following other leads could reveal evidence that would have been useful or even his body, right? So it is just choosing whether I carry out investigation along this lead today, tomorrow, or sometime to come. That's just basically it. But it does not negate the fact that the information has been received and it is being dealt with. However,
I am going to say something.
Just a minute.
We are now. No, I understand what you say. I understand what you do, but I'm going to say something to you. The day in question after the storm, me go to the station with Jayden mother, Jayden community, and had dialogue with the police, and they were rubbishing the fact that Jayden was in that, a body was in that pond or anything was in that pond. And we had a battlefield in the station that one police said to me, we have wasted a lot of resources on this case.
That's true.
Right?
I learned that.
Right?
That's true.
We have wasted. And I said to the person, if it is 99 and it is your son, wouldn't you want the one to make 100? And he said to me, don't go there.
Just a minute. Officers, Mr. Andrew, because you know these police are getting really rude.
Just a minute. The family member of Jayden Hanty He was saying that the pond is not deep. And like if the pond, because the pond not deep, if whatever I did in the pond, we would have seen it and him know the pond and whatever. And a sergeant, acting sergeant, detective sergeant, he said to me, we are not saying that we're not coming. We will come. And they go into the Jeep and I go into my van and we drove to there. Rain was dewing and I lead the way to the pond. And the officer that comes down to the pond with me said, now that we are here, what? The exact word, now that we are here, what now? I said, look at the substance in the pond. Look at this area where it presumed to be that this is where they pull the body through. Look at it, the drawing down of the stone. Look at this piece of electric wire with a few knots on it that they would have used to pull themselves back out of the pond when them go in at the pond. Because even if you swim and go in at the pond, you can't come back out by yourself. Somebody has to give you something to pull you out, right? I said, look at all these things. And they walked away and go back to the vehicle and they drove around on the other side of the fence and they were there looking. And this man, this Rasta man, come up and said, be careful. To the same officer, this pond is deep. I worked on it 20 odd years ago. I said, God, you're good. Because this man just tell me up at station say no deep. So, what me a simple say to you, there was some endurance of these officers to be moved promptly. There was something, and the reason why they did not want to move promptly, because Jayden auntie cousin was tampering with the case. He was diverting the course of justice by misleading us in many different ways, by rubbishing the things that people come there and say, because he would have known something more than we know. Because for him to have such interest in the case and being such vocal in the case, that when I spoke with the detective, he said he learned that he was from the community. He did not know that he was a part of the family. He just started to learn that. He said, now that you say it to me, he said, now that you say it to me, on the day of this meeting, I will make sure that I go in there and reaffirm these things that you have said to me. And this is where everything started to change. The police lady, she's just a wonderful woman. She's just a great woman. She said, Mr. Francis, you have said something a few days ago and it resonated with me. I said, who, Mr. T? She said, no. You mentioned about a family member in the force that is working at the station. I said, yes. There's a corporal working there. She said, one with 2 stripes? I said, yes. And she said, okay. She gave me a name and I said, yes. And she said, okay, I'm going to deal with that. This is where we started to get some justice.
Go ahead, Mr. Andrew.
So they have been there now since week. Like every day up till yesterday, there's a great team of them was there. Maybe some come from out of the parish too, but they were there because people who would have seen them heading to the pond, they would have seen the entourage and they would have known that, listen me, a large group of them now is there because what they have seen on the video that I've shown the inspector, it is for concern. Why this never be concerned when the first set of officer them go there?
Mr. Andrew, go ahead, sir.
You see,
man.
Surprise. This is sometimes, I'm not advocating for anyone. Communication is a process, and sometimes we tend not to put any value to information that we receive. And by not putting value to the information, we do not share the information or ensure that information reaches the appropriate authority. Because a lot of the information that you gave, I learned that people got it. And the information was not channeled appropriately.
Pass on to the big authorities.
Exactly. And I might just go a little further. You spoke to a particular superintendent. I don't know if she's the one you're applauding. She is relatively short and she's dark, correct?
Yes.
She's dark and she's short. She has a little fine voice, right?
Yes.
And let me tell you, not being condescending, she has been instrumental in ensuring that wherever the ball was dropped, right? It's now picked up and fixed. She was the one.
Brother, me no cut you. Brother, me no cut you. Wait. That, you hear me say over and over, this woman is a wonderful woman.
She was the one you spoke to downstairs and she called somebody upstairs. You remember?
God bless the lady.
I spoke to her across Era 3 and she called upstairs. They were in a meeting. So, they stopped the meeting and they facilitate me into the meeting.
Exactly. So you understand exactly what I'm saying. I went very deep.
I like to hear this. Good news.
I went very deep. And that is why I'm assuring you, because the investigation is far above and beyond the scope of what you might know. So let me just inform the audience, because I am as concerned as I think most people are.
I want to take the time out to thank you for coming over here and explaining stuff to us.
Right.
I really appreciate you.
But there are some suspicions in this matter, and I'm gonna tell you this. Everyone is a suspect. I'm just going to leave it at that. Everyone, whether you're a police, whether you're the mother, whether... Everybody is a suspect when it comes to an investigation.
Of course.
I went to the point where he was last seen. Even his friends we told that he used some ambiguous words or never deal with something. He never told his friend what he was going to deal with, but he left and never went into any taxi. He was picked up on 3 cameras. The last place he was picked up was he went to the mall first, went to Kentucky, was it Kentucky? I don't have my notes with me. But the last place...
Pizza place.
Pizza. I'm sorry.
Some pizza place.
Pizza place. Yeah, you're correct. I said I don't have my notes on it. I just... But that lady who you spoke to, I tell you, she's somebody who you can work with. And as I've said before, read between the lines, there are people who really drop the ball and some people who think they're... Okay. There are some people who are suspected to be involved. Remember last time we spoke about corruption?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. So there are people who should have carried out certain or pass on certain information and they just did not. That is an internal matter and it is being... So don't think that the information is not valid, it's not of value.
And I picked up from when the inspector of crime, he responsible for crime in the parish. And when he asked me how long you have this information, and I said to him, from the day before the storm. Him said, when did the police got this information? I said, the day before the storm. The same day, it is the same day everything done. He said to me, so what are you saying that this matter in the pond is the breaking down of Jayden's remain? I said, to be, you remember the word we use. All right. Him said to me, is it that you're saying that the young man has now submerged into the bottom of the pond by whatever weight hold him down? I said, presuming to be. And he said to me, we thank you for the work that you have done. And I will take it from here. And he walks out of the office.
Okay. One of the question is whether or not the pond is manned by physical security or electronic device. I was told, which I don't believe, that there's always a security guard.
No.
No, listen to what I said. I was told, which, you heard the last part? Which
yeah, man. That's what I said to you. Say it don't man by no security guard.
Which I don't believe.
I talked to the security. The security were man the property. I was saying to this man, the same man that tell me what Mr. T has said about Jayden into water. And he said the security drive on there while I was talking to him. And the argument is that when it comes night, even though they are over where the bulldozer and the tractor is, there's no way, because it's not lit. It has no light over there. So anybody go over there in the night, nobody will be able to see them.
Okay, good. Right. You're correct. You're definitely correct.